Welcome to Heroes Rising, hosted by Sifu Rafael, a master instructor, public speaker, and the founder of Speaking Prowess. Known for his expertise in empowering individuals through the art of communication and leadership. Alongside him is
Lancelot, Jose Escobar. Turn it up, let's go. Turn it up, let's go. Let's go. No time to wait. Bass too loud and the vibe too great. Let's go. Full on fire. Every move hit like a live wire. Let's go. Step and go. No fear here, just hard to go. Let's go. Lights on blast. We don't hold back. We move fast. Hit the flow, we don't miss. Whole room lit like a first kiss. No cap, no stress, no chill. Just truth, emotion, and will. This is how we speak in steps, no script, just step. Every beat we turn it up and leave that silence in the dust. Let's go, no time to wait. Bass too loud and the vibe too great. Let's go, full on fire.
Lancelot, good morning, brother. How are you?
Good. I'm great, man. Good morning to you as well. What a beautiful Tuesday morning again. You know,
It sure is. So if you notice, I started with the wrong intro because I didn't refresh my computer. So it took us to Heroes Rising. I was like, wait a minute, I got to fix this. And it just goes to show that, yeah, I am human.
and you have like 8 shows, so you know what I mean.
Only,
it
you
happens.
know.
It happens. Yes, yes.
So here's the beauty of what's happening today. We have several people who are supposed to be here with us, but we have the most important person who
Yes.
is definitely here with us. Let's go ahead and bring Monique on. And then at one point, I'm going to refresh my screen. So it may take me out, but it'll bring me, I'll come back in, okay?
Okay.
But let's not waste any time. Monique,
Yes.
welcome. Good morning.
Hello, my
Your
friends.
fellow
I'm
New
so happy
Yorker.
to be here.
It's an
Absolutely.
honor to have you here with us, Monique. Pleasure. Pleasure.
There was some
Thank you.
reminiscence before we got started, wasn't there?
Yes. Yes.
But Lancelot and Monique had some memories in Brooklyn since we're
Mm.
Yes.
native New Yorkers, right? And the three of us
Yes.
are native New Yorkers. I'm surprised how few native New Yorkers I actually meet. So this is
Yeah,
great. I'm feeling right at home at the New York Experience.
Experience.
that's right.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I actually lived about 2.5 years in Brooklyn myself. I lived in Cypress Hills. If you know Cypress Hills, the Snake
Of
Hills.
course.
Okay.
Of course
And
I know
Yeah, it's
Cypress Hill.
beautiful
Yeah.
there.
yeah. So
Yeah,
let's
so
consider what we're talking about today: unleashing art, energy, and impact. So while
mhm.
you take it away, I'm going to go ahead and refresh my screen and hopefully I set things back up straight. Take a look. But you guys go ahead. So Monique, talk to us about that while I do what I'm doing. Go for it.
How
Okay.
did you
Well,
look at I could set it up. How did you first get into opera singing?
that's quite a story. I was all about Whitney Houston. Bless her dear heart. I wanted to be Whitney Houston. I wanted to sing like Whitney Houston. I was not about opera at all. And as a kid growing up, I could make my voice sound like anybody. So I
Mm,
would imitate everyone, right? But I didn't have Monique's style. Monique's unique style. I was all about being like everyone else.
Yeah. Mhm.
And my mother was a classical singer and she had a studio. And so I was hearing opera all the time, but I started in, top 40 and musical theater. And it wasn't until I went to college in France. I was going to school at night and I was taking care of a little girl during the day. I was like a governess or what they call a fille au pair in France. And I was in a bar after school one night, and somebody asked me to sing, and I said yes, and I got
mm,
hired on the spot to be in a Gilbert and Sullivan show called trial by jury at the
Mm.
American Cathedral in Paris. I was 19. And
Wow.
that was that was sort of my first step into the classics, and it was a huge success. And so I decided to go home and study with the best voice teacher I knew, who was my mother, and
Wow.
that began me
Wow.
on the journey. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, so you got it through lineage. Then there's just the
yes,
voice, the voice. Beautiful.
yes,
Nice.
That is
yes.
beautiful.
Well,
If you guys don't mind, I actually want to share the video, the intro that I actually initially wanted, but I couldn't grab it because I was in the wrong show. But I want you to take a look at this, and then I want you to tell me your thoughts, because Lancelot was a little taken back when I send him like 5 or 6 different takes on the intro.
Oh,
So take a look at this. Take a look.
The city never
Can't-
sleeps, and neither do the dreamers who build its pulse. From every corner of the globe they come. Visionaries, creators, leaders, each carrying a spark ready to ignite the world. This is not an event. It's a revolution of rhythm and reason. A symphony of minds. A movement of momentum. Sifu Rafael, Lancelot, Jose Escobar. Together they set the stage for brilliance. This is the NYC Experience Mastermind. Light up the city. They coming from the east, coming from the west. Knowledge on deck, put the truth to the test. Leaders in motion, hearts in sync, dropping wisdom so deep it'll make you think. They bring stories, sweat and flame, different faces, one shared name. Elevation, that's the sound. NYC Experience Mastermind, where purpose is found.
Woo!
Oh,
yo,
that is fire.
That's
See?
not even the whole thing.
listen to me. First of all, you didn't show me that. I saw something else, and the something else was great, but this is at a whole nother. I am so bumped up right now. You know, that was amazing. Amazing. You know what I mean? And we're looking at 3 artists here, but this man just continues to blow my mind just in terms of his ability to just create. You know, that was absolutely wonderful, man. Sifu.
Wasn't that incredible? I mean,
And
the
he's doing it
words,
himself.
man,
Yeah, that was awesome. That was
it brings you in, doesn't it, Monique?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The music and the visuals, and who doesn't want to be there? Like, I'm
Yes.
already gonna be there, and I want to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
It's very interesting when I had somebody recently say, I don't pay to go to events. I'm like, really? I said, well, stay where you are.
Perfect response.
No, I didn't say that. I was trying to be. I really appreciate. Well, what I responded was, I really appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
But I always try, because you never know. Somebody else may say something to them, and eventually they'll go, "Wow, why am I staying here?" And then I also send a message to someone, and I said, "Hey, you've been on the fence for so long. Is it comfortable? Come on this side." So we need to get uncomfortable to get comfortable.
Absolutely.
That's we always talk about being on the edge of our comfort zone, and what I know for sure is that nothing happens when we're comfortable.
That's right.
Okay.
I don't know if it's true for you, but I had my biggest growth spurts and expansions when I was really uncomfortable, when the
Mm.
rug was pulled out from under me, and everything that I knew myself to be made me have to stop and look and expand into the next version of myself.
Yes.
So let me ask you, Monique, you've been on some of the world's greatest stages. What's your process for grounding yourself before a big performance? Because I think that this will help a lot of people understand that it's not just like get out there and do it. You have to ground, right?
Oh my God, what a good question. I love this question. I'm going to start the answer with what I tell all my clients, my speakers and my singers. There's a myth that if you practice hard enough and you get on stage enough, you won't have stage fright, that you won't get nervous. And that is a myth. I've been on stages, and as you said, some of the biggest stages, most important stages, but also all over the world for over 25 years now. And I still get nervous.
Mm.
And what changes is how you negotiate it. You become friends with that sensation that we call nerves. So that now if I don't have it, I'm worried, right? It is all about being seen and heard, right? Visibility, which everybody says that they want, is literally goes against our DNA. In the caveman and woman days, right? The most dangerous place to be was outside of the herd. In front of the herd, you must be crazy if you're standing in front of the herd, which is what we as speakers and singers do. So I practice what I teach, which is my ABCs of magnetism. Would you like to hear that?
Absolutely.
ABCs of, say that one more time. ABCs of,
Magnetism.
that's what I thought. Yes, yes. Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Magnetism. And this is what most speakers and singers miss, is that they don't prepare to be seen and heard, so that our nervous system gets prepared for all the eyes on us. Right? We just sort of barrel into the situation. We've practiced what we're going to say, but we don't practice being present and truly authentic so that we don't change. We all know the quantum physics principle that what is observed changes. It does. When we are observed, some of us put up walls. Some of us do whatever we need to do to feel safe. So my ABCs of magnetism is sort of our warm up, right? Sifu, before you do your physical activity, you got to warm up or you'll injure yourself. Same thing here. Okay. So A, adjust your thoughts. Most people don't realize that we decide what we think. So often we are victim to our thoughts, right? We decide what we're going to think. And one of the most powerful thoughts that I just read from my book called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, that I'm reading over and over again. I put it down years ago. I read it years ago, but I just picked it up again. Gratitude is the thought and state of mind that brings us the closest to the source of all there is. So as you're preparing to be seen and heard, we start feeling gratitude and love, which is one of our highest vibrations, right? Just bringing your thoughts to meditate on those states of mind calms you and prepares you so that every situation you walk into, whether it's one-to-one or one-to-many, you're bringing gratitude and love into it. So that's A.
Love it.
B, breath. This is our most underestimated tool. And as a speaker and a singer, and anyone who's being seen, you'll notice when we get nervous, the first thing that goes is our breath. We start breathing from our shoulders up, and we start getting tight because that's what happens. You know, what do we do when we get scared or startled? We go, and we stop breathing. So I help people do that deep belly breathing, right? That all the meditation masters know how to do, right? Pranayama, if you practice yoga. And as singers, because our breath supports our voice as singers and speakers, we have to learn how to breathe in that way as well. So that when we do the belly breathing, it releases the diaphragm, which most people don't know is an involuntary muscle. So it releases the diaphragm, which then gives the signal to our nervous system that we are safe. And we get to walk into any room, any situation, carrying our safety from within because we are breathing in that particular way. Does that make sense? Are you with me?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay, and see, our final stop in the ABCs of magnetism is connection with the divine within. And, you know, I use the word divine. You can use the word universe, God, whatever is your word to describe the source of all there is, the life force that we all are experiencing because we're breathing in and out. What I know is we are the universe's hands and hearts and voices.
Love it.
And the universe is pouring through us every moment of every day, whether we are aware of it or not. And so when we consciously connect to that power within, we create a magnet so that those who need us, who've been praying for us, can see and hear us in a way. It's almost like you know, all the other people sort of, you know, like a dog whistle where they hear us in a way that no one else can, because we are so fully connected vertically, so that when we then speak and send our energy out into the world horizontally, we're both connected from the inside and supported from the inside, so that we become a natural magnet to those who've been waiting and praying for us. And those are the ABCs of magnetism, my friends.
Okay, I'm magnetized right now. So one of the things that you said early on is that you've been on so many stages and some very important stages. And I just want to remind everyone that the stage that you're currently on is the most important stage. Let's remember that, that yes, you might have been on so many different stages, but when you get on that particular stage, on that particular moment, and you talked about being in the moment, being present, that has to be your best performance ever. And it has to be the most important stage. And the people in the room who are going to listen to your voice and your message have to be the most important people who are in front of you. And I want to remind anybody who is interested in coming to our stages, to the New York City Experience, that when you're with us, you're with us. You are with us. Lancelot, talk to us about that impact that we've had on so many people who've been in our presence, in our stages.
Well, I think first and foremost, it's the connection, and the connection after the connection, and the connection after the connection after the connection. I think that's one of the things that separates us is that we have the mastermind, but then we encourage people to connect with one another afterwards. We go to another spot, and that's done intentionally because as the evening gets later, more of the guards come down, and you begin to really reveal who you are on the inside, and you get a chance to experience the magnitude, the magnetism that each one possesses. So each time, and we start the mastermind. The last one we had, we started at I think 11 o'clock in the morning. We were done by about 12 o'clock at night after going from meeting to meeting to meeting. But what that does is each time it breaks you down just a little bit more so that we get a chance to experience the real person on the inside. It's all those things that you've been working on, like you said, Monique, working the magnetism, working the character, the little things that you work on that are going to be exposed as you get later in the evening and you get a chance to meet somebody. So I think we've helped a lot of people to connect, but we helped a lot of people to understand the importance of the individuality and the importance of showing who you are in real time.
Absolutely. Beautiful. I have a question for both of you. And anybody in the audience who wants to chime in and even ask questions, go ahead. If they're good enough, we're going to bring them on board, right? But so what advice would both of you give to somebody who struggles with confidence, either as a speaker or as a performer? Because you're both performers, you are constantly engaging with audiences, you're making a difference in people's lives. And what advice would you give to someone when they struggle with their own confidence, their own divine beauty, if you will?
Okay, I would say this. I'd say preparation is most important. I think preparation and working on the internal things, because externally we have no control over what people think about us, what's happening outside of us. So the most important thing is to work on yourself internally. We have three things that we can control. We can control our attitude, our discipline, and our efforts. And if we control and work on that, then the confidence will come with that. The things that you do in the dark will come out in the light. And the more you work on yourself, the more powerful you'll become, and it'll build character, and the character is what builds the magnetism. You know what I mean? So I would say to those that feel as though, they're shy, work on yourself. Start by working on you. Little things like getting up in the morning, getting up an hour earlier, little things like making your bed in the morning, being in control of your day. These are things that I do on a regular basis. Then I work on affirmations. It's just different things that I do each day to help build who I am. Because who I was yesterday is not who I am going to become tomorrow. So yesterday was one thing, but I have worked on myself and I've gotten a little bit better. So I encourage people to work on you. Work on you. And the more you work on yourself, the more confidence you'll get. And you will feel it when you walk into the room, because you will magnetize people just based off of working on yourself.
Absolutely. Love it. Love it. Love it. Monique, what is your thoughts?
Well, everything Lance just said. Lancelot, that was amazing. I agree with that 100%. And I think it's something that's overlooked. I think a lot of us are still trying to control the things that we don't have control over. And so to really work on your own process, what is it that makes you feel confident? I call it the art of confidence, because I believe that, like faith, we are born with the amount of confidence that we're ever going to have. Like, we're born with faith. We're born with confidence, but we forgot. You know, that 2-year-old that used to dance around naked like nobody was looking and didn't care, that's who we are.
Mm.
And we have to unpack and reveal that person within us that took on other people's opinions and thoughts about who we were. And we have to release that. You know, so many people are suffering with imposter syndrome and are suffering with fears and doubts that really do a number on our self-esteem and on our courage. And that is going to be there. If you're not speaking about something that's important, transformational, and life-changing, you wouldn't be having self-doubt or fear or imposter syndrome. It's because you've been given a message for the world that is yours to give, that no one else can give, that you're experiencing all of these things. So when they come up, it's not to fix them or change them or move them, those fears and doubts and imposter syndrome. It's to sit with them and be with them and make them your friend, because they are just indicators of how important your message is and how much the world needs you. That's why your body is having that response. It's not saying stop. It's saying, please give me some loving attention so that I can move forward into the speaker I was born to be.
Ooh, love that. I'm going to go ditto and ditto, right? So let's consider the confidence part, because you both said it, and so many, and we've been saying it since, I believe, the beginning of this broadcast, that it has been about doing something over and over and over and over again until you get more comfortable, which brings the confidence. Comfort and confidence, I believe, one. The more you do something, the more comfortable you become with it. It's just, anytime I'm teaching someone a new skill and they first suck at it, literally, right? Just like I sucked at so many different things. But when we allow fear to set in, we stop doing that thing that we stink at. And but when we allow ourselves to make mistakes over and over and over and again and just make those tiny little corrections, we will get better. We will get better. We will get better. And when we can start to feel like, oh, I'm getting it, I'm getting it, that right there is a confidence builder. And this is what I do with a lot of my clients. I videotape them, sometimes without their knowledge, because then I show them their progress. And all of a sudden, they are shocked at their own progress. And so a lot of times, what happens is all of a sudden they're like, wow, that's me? Yes, that's you. Now, I never videotaped them to use it against them. I only did it to show them their brilliance that they didn't see, right? And so a lot of times, and you've probably done, both of you have done this a billion times over. You've rehearsed where nobody's in the room, where it's just you, and then the confidence starts to build. That you now all of a sudden say, "Hey, I want somebody to look at this." And then so maybe you go to a family member and say, "What do you think of this?" Or you go to somebody who you have that confidence in, that they will necessarily judge you negatively, but they'll just go, okay, whether they like it or not, at least that you showed it to them. So there's this building of character, building of confidence that we have to go on daily in order to achieve something greater than we ever imagined. And I love what you said, Monique, that we are born with these gifts. The thing is that You need to polish.
Yes,
You need
that's
to
hot.
polish and polish and polish. And just like your shoes, if you don't polish them, they're going to get what?
Dull.
They're going to look dull. They're going to look, but you have to sometimes spit shine, baby. You got to spit shine in order for that to really shine. And so what is spit shine? It's doing it over and over and over and over and over again. And sometimes people are going to say, you'll never amount to anything. And those are the people who are jealous of your drive. Don't listen to them. And guess what? Even if you never become famous, if you never become somebody that other people are looking for, you did it for you.
That's right.
That's what really matters.
That's right. I want to add to two incredible.
Oh, we lost you for a second, buddy. So while he has that thought in his head because he's frozen.
There we go.
Oh, there, you're coming back. You're coming back.
All right. So,
okay.
and I tell my students, and I learned this for myself, I want you to enjoy the process of learning.
Yes.
From A to Z. Because what happens is we have this third eye, I call, as an artist especially, where we're looking down above the sky at ourselves, critiquing ourselves, worried about what everybody else is thinking about us, and the fact that we didn't get it, and the fact that we don't know what we're doing, when in actuality, nobody's worried about you. That's you worried about yourself. You have attached a meaning to the fact that you're having a difficulty learning something, whatever it may be. But if you can change the meaning, then you can change the process of learning. Enjoy the process of learning from A to Z. Enjoy the process of not knowing to knowing and all the stuff in between that. And that's like taking a video of them while they're learning as they see themselves actually doing it. You know what I mean? So you can start in one place and the small incremental growth spurts that you have until you get to the other side. Enjoy it. Enjoy that process. And if you can just tweak that, then it makes learning exhilarating. It makes learning and being in class every time just a beautiful process because every small step makes a difference. It all matters from A to Z. So I would say to people, enjoy the process of learning. That's a powerful thing because it relieves you of all the judgment that you give on yourself. Because everybody else doesn't matter. You can't control that.
I love that, Lancelot. It's so true. It's the same thing can be said. It's not about the destination, right? It's the journey. It's the same idea here. And as our human nature is to increase and grow. So unless we are keeping track in some way, for me, I have people, start a voice journal, right? So they start writing down their relationship to their voice, how their voice is working right now, all the issues, the challenges, and to keep at it and writing down what they're grateful for or any little steps that they were able to, any little pieces that they were able to master that they weren't. Because of our human nature of the desire to grow and increase, we forget where we came from because we're all about growing. And so when you show, when you're showing the student, this is where you were, they've forgotten because they're so consumed with getting better, right? So that's why you're absolutely right, Lancelot. To enjoy the process means that, and you watch all of the masters, all of the world-class athletes, all of the world-class actors, performers, they are all still striving to be better.
Yes.
No matter what levels they've reached. And that's how you know that you have unleashed art energy, and impact.
Ooh,
Because you are
like that.
constantly striving to expand into a better, bigger version of yourself. That
Yes.
you've mastered a piece and you want to master what's next.
Mhm.
Oh my God, I'm so inspired. I'm going to just float out of my chair.
No, Monique, that is, you just hit it. You just hit it. I want to just jump on that. My acting coach, and this was about a year and a half ago, said to me that it's 80% work, 20% talent. And he said, all the people that you watch, the Denzels, because he's friend with all of these, the Sam Jacksons, and they have put countless hours in to work on their craft. It's not something that they just got naturally. They worked at it. And that was such a epiphany for me because it's just about the work. It's not that they weren't, like I thought at one point that Denzel just had that talent. No, they work on their craft consistently. It's the 80-20 rule. 80% talent. No, 20, I'm sorry, 20% talent, 80% work.
Mhm.
Once you understand that, anything that you want, you can have if you're willing to put the work in. And that's a powerful epiphany for me, and it should be for anybody to understand that anything you want, you can have. All you got to do is work for it and just put that work in, put that growth in.
Mhm.
Yeah, and what I love about that, Lancelot, is they put all that time and energy and work into their craft so that it can look
Easy.
effortless,
That's right.
so that it
Easy.
can look like they were born with it and that
Exactly.
they are just being themselves.
That's right.
Because that was a big lesson for me as an artist, because I got confused and kept working while I was performing.
Mm.
Yes.
And that was a big misunderstanding.
Yes.
You work so that you don't work during the
Yes.
performance or during
Yes.
the talk. You
Yes.
work so that all you have to do is show up and be the vessel through which the message moves.
Amen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It one of the, I keep. I'm sorry to keep jumping in, but this is
No,
absolutely
go for it.
No, me too. I'm so
yeah, yeah.
inspired.
One of the things that was a big problem of mine is I'm a former athlete.
Mm,
I play professional football. And it's always about work ethic. And the harder
yeah.
you're going to work, I'm going to get this because I'm going to study these lines and I'm going to keep working 20 hours if I have to in order to get it. And then my coach, good friend of mine's, Richard Willis Jr., said, you don't do that in art. I don't care how hard you work. You're not going to get it. It's not about how hard. You have to get the technique because the more work you do, it should be easier. You should
That's
not
right.
be working hard. You take all the information in and then you let it go and you let the vessel do the work for you. So the reason why, like you said, all the artists look like they effort is just effort because it is effortless, but they had put that work in. And that whole idea, if you think that you can just go to outwork people, that's not how it works. And that was something that took me like 10, 15 years to figure out that you're not going to outwork the process. You have to understand the process and then you let it go and let it
Yes.
through your vessel.
So I'm gonna jump in there because think about this, right, for a second. When you see something that's difficult to do, it's not that it gets easier to do it. It's that you get better. And the better you get, the easier it becomes. And I teach that consistently when I teach somebody
Yes.
a new complicated move or a different way of doing something. And they look at me and they're like, I'm never going to do that. I said, you're absolutely right. You're never going to do it the way I do it. Well, you got to do it the way you're going to do it. So
Oh,
let me
yes.
start by step one. Let me show you, let me break the moves down for you. And so I break them down so that they understand each particular step. And now when you take a computer apart and you throw it all over the place, you're like, oh my God, this is a mess, right? Same thing if you took a fancy, you know, one of the watches, not the, you know, not the a smartwatch, even that's complicated, right? But if you take a old chronological think of a watch, one that's so much money, and you take the whole thing apart and you put it out on the table, I don't think you're going to be able to put it back together the same way. But if you take it to somebody who knows how all the pieces go together, that thing will tick again. Now, what happens is we don't allow ourselves the time to master something. And therefore, we think it's difficult, it's hard. But any master will tell you, just keep going. Just keep going. You got this. And so what winds up happening is, why do you think so many masters have apprentices? It's people willing to do the work. People willing to take the time to understand and follow the guidance of someone. Follow Monique. Follow Lancelot, because they've done it. You always look for somebody who is making it look easy, because it's not easy. It's still hard, but it's easy for them because they've done it countless of times. So you want to master anything? Start at the beginning.
That's right.
And take your time. But also, you're going to fast forward if you start this process with somebody who's already doing it and they're a master at it.
That's right, because you can go farther faster when you have a guide that's been through every step. And that is, especially in the time in which we're living, Rafael, I so agree with you, because in this age of instant everything, people are losing the capacity to master one fragment at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we are here because that's what art is, right? You don't just wake up one morning and you're a Picasso or a Monet. No, you have to live through the process. You have to learn how to hold the brush, right? like that. And you have to master that piece, and then you're ready for the next piece and the next piece. And that's why loving the process of learning is so important.
That's right.
And that is why when you have the guide to remind you of the end, and so that you can see where you're going. This is where I'm going. This is a master. And they're going to guide me through all of the pieces, because when you're in the hold the brush stage, you're like, I am never going to get there. Right? And so that's why in this time of instant everything, the coach, right? The mentor, the age of the coach and the mentor is re-emerging. That was old school, right? Where if you wanted to learn anything, any craft, any sport, you went and lived with the people who were doing it. Ballerinas, you went and lived with the grande dame of the ballet so that you could learn the technique, but not just learn it, live it.
Live it.
I want to share this with you again, if you don't mind, because this was the intro. And nobody got to see what I saw. And what I saw was Monique dancing and her arms were going. It was beautiful. So now the audience can take a look. And some people who didn't catch the beginning of the show can take a look at what we were all dancing to. Take a look, everybody.
He never sleeps, and neither do the dreamers who build its pulse. From every corner of the globe they come, Visionaries, creators, leaders, each carrying a spark ready to ignite the world. This is not an event. It's a revolution of rhythm and reason. A symphony of minds. A movement of momentum. Sifu Rafael, Lancelot, Jose Escobar.
Bring it.
Together they set the stage for brilliance. This is the NYC Experience Mastermind. Light up the city. They coming from the east, coming from the west. Knowledge on deck, put the truth to the test. Leaders in motion, hearts in sync, dropping wisdom so deep it'll make you think. They bring stories, sweat and flame, different faces, one shared name. Elevation, that's the sound. NYC Experience Mastermind, where purpose is found.
Yes. Woo-hoo!
Sifu, I swear to God, I feel like I'm on the field again. This is like decades ago. I feel like knocking somebody out right now because I'm so like, it feels like we're in the tunnel, getting ready to come out for like the homecoming, you know, and everybody's like, yeah, and they're hitting each other on the helmet. Yo, Sifu, oh my God, man, I feel, that's some hot. You know,
I got you, brother. I got you.
yeah, that got me jagged up right there. Jagged up. That's why.
I love that it brought you right back into the moment.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's the power of the music and the visual and the whole sensation of, and that idea of moving through the tunnel into this amazing mastermind experience.
Yes.
I'm so excited for all of you who said yes, and I'm including me, who said yes, and all of those people, can't you feel them that are about to say yes?
Yeah. It's gonna change the game right there.
Can I tell you what I'm going to do for all the speakers?
Yes.
I'm going to work with every speaker and I'm going to create a walkout song for them.
I love that.
You ready, Lancelot? We're going to have one for you. We're going to have one for Jose. We're going to have one for Monique. But obviously your input is going to help me put that together, right?
Sure.
So I did.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, yo, see, man, that's some awesome, you know what, right there.
I did my own walkout song a couple of years back, and people were like, "Oh my God, they're singing your name in the song." I'm like, "That's right." So it's pretty interesting, and it's going to be phenomenal. So everybody who is a speaker, just know that I'm saying it right now. We're going to work together. We're going to create I'm going to give you a couple of versions. Make sure that you like the one that you like. And we're going to play that when you come and speak at our stage. But here's my gift to everyone who is a speaker. You know, I go beyond and above, right, Monique? You can tell.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'm going to create a walkout song that you can use in any stage. If you, as a speaker. So just get together with me, speakers. If you're not a speaker, we have a few spots left that we're looking to fill. I'm actually in negotiation with somebody who is just beyond amazing, who may be emceeing it for us that night. So this gentleman is beyond phenomenal. I'm going to just leave it there. I hope he says yes, right? Because I'm trying to work all kinds of angles here, because as anybody who's been to our events in the past, the elevation keeps going, because guess what? We are on an express elevator, people. We are going up every time. And if you know New York City, every floor is different.
That's right.
Every floor has a different ambiance. Every floor has a different feel. And just, even though I said express elevator, I have to take that back, because we may have to get off at some of those stops. And guess what? There's going to be a party.
That's right. Meeting after the meeting, baby. That's it. That's it.
I love it. That is so generous of you, Rafael.
Yeah.
People don't
Thank
realize,
you.
but that's what we call in the biz a sizzle reel that's going
Yes.
to be showing, you, and they're going to give you that push of energy
But,
every
yeah.
time you walk up and onto the stage. That is such a beautiful gift. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes. So Tio, you should have been in the room with us. I know things are happening on your end, but he says you have to dance to that jam.
Absolutely. Absolutely. T.O. What's up,
Yeah,
bro?
Tio, brother, we'd love to have you on the stage. You can even jump on now. We have a few minutes. If you want to come on, you're more than welcome. So, Monique,
Yes.
you are going to be one of our featured speakers here with us at the New York City Experience. What can people expect from Monique, the magnetic voice mentor, when they come and check out the New York City Experience, either as a speaker or as an attendee?
Well, I am all about you and your voice and your presence and how you show up in the room, whether you're speaking one to one or one to many. What I want everyone who shows up for the New York experience to know is that every sound you make carries energy, and that your voice and your presence has its own unique frequency
Mm.
that has the power to not only shift a room, but to literally vibrate the world.
Mm. Love it. Love it. I am excited to have you with us. It's going to be a powerful, powerful time for sure. So let's consider an experience that you walk away with richer,
Mm.
walked in. For me, that's an experience worth investing in. Um, when we consider going to events, and for those people who have not been at any event, it is it is important to get into the room, to rub elbows with the right people. But it's not just about rubbing elbows, it's about speaking to them. It's about understanding who they are. And yes, powerful Monique, looking forward to New York City. Angeline is going to be there with us. She is another powerful human being who was just on a world trip, and she was speaking in, I think, Dubai or wherever. But wow, powerful people are going to be in the room. But it's not just about rubbing elbows, because you could do that in an elevator and have no words with anybody. This is about this is about um, having a conversation with people that can impact your life in ways you never, ever, ever imagined. And especially for the person who said to me, "I don't pay to be in rooms," they'll never experience that. And that's okay. That's on them. That's fine. And some people have even said to me, right now, I'm uh, I'm looking to get on bigger stages, and they think our stage is too small. And I'm like, oh, well, congratulations on what you're doing. Go for it. But if you think our stage is too small, it's not about the stage. It's about the people. It's about the connections that can impact your life in ways, like I said earlier, that you may have never imagined. Can you imagine sitting down with Monique, sitting down with Lancelot, sitting down with T.O., with Angeline, with all the people who are going to be there? It's going to be a powerful time. So get in the room, people. And if you say, oh, I don't know if I can afford to be there, we take deposits. Come on, let's go. And then you find a way to get there. You find a way. You know what? Sometimes, and I've heard this 1,000 times over. I don't mean to be going on a rant, but I just don't like negativity. And when somebody says, I can't afford it, or I can't be there, I can't do this, I can't do that, I've heard 1,000 stories of people who borrowed left and right, and now they're uber successful, uber successful. And even the word Uber reminds you of there used to be taxis. Now there's Uber
That's
service,
right.
right? And they borrowed and borrowed and borrowed to make a reality come true. Every entrepreneur needs to understand that you need to step in unshaky ground or shaky ground sometimes. And eventually, the more you step on that ground, it becomes unshakable because you're there. You've made the step, but you got to take the first step. I leave it there.
That's amazing. And I so wholeheartedly agree. And I was one of those people who I was a full-bodied yes to have an experience and to go step into the next version of Monique. And I knew it was in this mastermind, and it was a much bigger investment than it is for the New York experience.
Mhm.
And I borrowed money to go there. And the next month, I had the biggest month of revenue in my business because, as we were saying earlier, we have to remember that we are investing in ourselves. And right now, to actually be in the room, feeling the energy and the presence of these amazing human beings, it can change the trajectory of your whole entire life
Mm.
in one day or 2 days. Can you imagine that you would say, well, I don't pay for events? And can we just, for whoever said that, let's just take a moment of silent meditation and send some love to that person, because obviously they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what they don't know. And when you're coming from a place of, I'm here to increase and add value to the world, there are no small stages,
Mm.
and there's no such thing as not paying for events.
Oh, yeah.
You just do the thing because you know that not only are you going to receive value, but you're going to be able, you get to give value, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to say it wasn't just one person who I said one, but to be honest with you, it's about 8 people who said that to
Wow.
me. And because I'm reaching out to everybody, right?
Sure.
You know what? If there's a celebrity out there who needs to be in a smaller stage to make that connection with people in a deeper level, because there are celebrities out there who have to hide who they are when they go out in public, right? I've had
Hmm.
them in my rooms. I've had players that um, for different teams in the past who've been in my space, and people walked in and they were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you!" Yeah, they couldn't even speak, and they're like, "Oh my God, autograph, autograph, autograph!" And then I never even got their autograph, and I was just talking to them on a human level as a person, because to me, anybody who is a celebrity is just somebody who has worked harder than the other people, who has something a little bit special that somebody who maybe even Keel just didn't step up that much, didn't practice that little bit more. So yes, I've been in the presence of tons of celebrities. I've been in rooms where I've actually had to protect them from other people. But I'm even calling them out and saying, if you want to come to a place where people are not going to ogle you, but are going to respect you as a human being, then New York City is the place for you to be.
And that's really true about New York. Like, we
Mhm.
have stars walking down the street all the time. And as,
All
as
the
native New Yorkers, we don't, we don't do that. Oh, can I have a picture? We just don't do that because we just know, right? We respect their space. And, you know, We're New Yorkers. We know.
I do have to say there was one person that I always wanted her autograph, and every time that we were together, and it was Diana Ross. And I said, I was talking to her, and I said, Diana, I said, I've seen you so many times. I've spent time with you. I said, could you possibly give me an autograph? And she goes, oh, honey, you don't want my autograph. I said, but I do. She goes, I'm not giving it to you. I said, you know what? I respect that. And I never asked again. And I saw her countless of times. And she was just such a sweetheart when I knew her, right? So when we think about giving people space that they can be comfortable around you, that I think we also need to treat each other as human beings. And yes, we have a couple of celebrities who are going to be at our room. I'm actually looking at two of you right now. Right? You, Lancelot, your movie's coming out in March, right? Give us a little 30-second preview. Oh, you're muted. Hang on. Let me unmute you 1 second. Apologize. Go ahead.
It's called The Veteran. And it's about a veteran who winds up coming back, a hero who winds up coming back to the States and getting addicted to opioids because he got hurt while in the service fighting for his country. And he winds up becoming homeless because the states turn their back on him, and then he comes home, his kid gets killed in a car accident, and he can't take it, becomes homeless. My character, I have the second lead in the movie, is a multi-billionaire who takes in this guy, helps him out, and builds him back up. And it's this beautiful story about humanity, love, and honestly, family. And I'm very proud to be a part of this. We start our promotional tour October 31st. It's already been picked up by Fox Soul. You got Amazon Prime. It's just a host of people that we're going to be working with. So I'm real excited about it. Very excited about it. And as a person, and you working as an artist at that time, that was my best contribution to the arts, because that's what I'd been working on. You know what I mean? I had been working on my craft. So I'm much better now, but then I gave you the best me as an artist, and I'm very excited for everybody to see it. And I'm being a part of Sifu and the CLA. We are around a lot of veterans, so I am so honored to be able to have done this movie and be able to just say thank you to all the veterans like T.O. and Emilio and Big Mo and just the rest of them, Cutno. So, the universe is a powerful thing to put around these people after I did such a film like this. So I hope you get a chance to see it.
Oh, we're gonna.
Congratulations.
Oh, by the way, I'm just going to say it out loud. We may be also doing a showcasing of it in Ireland when we New York City, Ireland. And Monique, we're going to want you in Ireland there too, right? So
wow. My last name is McDonald. Hello.
No. I knew there was an Irish about you. So
yes.
I just want to let everybody know that we are going to have some surprises at the New York City Experience come December 6th and 7th. So if you're interested in joining us, or if you can't make it yourself, but you know somebody who lives in New York City, New Jersey, Connecticut, Philly, anywhere like that, let them know that they need to be here with us. Maybe they need to represent you, right? Send a representative, people. So the best way for you to join us is just to text, and the number's right here. Text 516-242-8732 and text the word or the 3 letters NYC, and then we'll get in touch with you and we'll make it happen for you. I am so blessed to have you both in my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do me a favor, Monique, if you have a minute, and Lancelot, after we say goodbye to everybody, and then we will we'll chat, and we'll see you guys next week. We have one more comment. What does it say? Dress for the occasion. It's going to be cold. Well, you know what? It may be cold, but the heat is coming to New York City, baby.
Right. Right.
All right, everybody. God bless.
God
Have a
bless.
beautiful rest of your day.
The city never sleeps, and neither do the dreamers who build its pulse. From every corner of the globe they come. Visionaries, creators, leaders, each carrying a spark ready to ignite the world. This is not an event, it's a revolution of rhythm and reason. A symphony of minds, a movement of momentum. Sifu Rafael, Lancelot, Jose Escobar. Together they set the stage for brilliance. This is the NYC Experience Mastermind. Light up the city. They coming from the east, coming from the west. Knowledge on deck, put the truth to the test. Leaders in motion, hearts in sync, dropping wisdom so deep it'll make you think. They bring stories, sweat and flame, different faces, one shared name. Elevation, that's the sound. NYC Experience Mastermind, where purpose is found.